Hello, mathematics living, loving. Kubo Musa Katede is our teacher. Today we are talking about quadratic curves or the parabolas. When we refer to the quadratic curves or the parabolas, we have to go back to our mother quadratic equation, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. That is our mother quadratic equation. But when it comes to sketching the curves, what we have to do, this one is equated to y. What does that mean? It means that we shall be plotting coordinates x against y. We shall get the values of y and the values of x. But before that, let us have a look and analyze what are the effects of A onto the curve, the effects of B onto the curve, and then C. So now A determines the direction of the curve. A determines the direction of the curve. And then B, this one has an effect onto the line of symmetry. When we talk about symmetry, that is a line which divides an object into equal parts. Now, for instance, if it's intended to be dissected, the line of symmetry has to be like this, longitudinal. That this eye will map onto this one, the ear will map onto that one. That's the line of symmetry. Then we have C, that one determines. C determines the position. C determines the position of the curve, either to be the x-axis or to be below the x-axis. But still never forget that this C still again is the Y-intercept. This is the Y-intercept. When we talk about the Y-intercept, that's the point at which the curve cuts the Y-axis. Now, we've said A becomes the direction, B has an effect onto the line of symmetry, C determines the position of the curve, either to be above the x-axis or below the x-axis. Now, this A either can be greater than 0 or can be less than 0. Now, let us have a look at when A is greater than 0. When A is greater than 0, we can have an example of y equals to 2x squared plus 4x plus 7. When we compare this one with our mother quadratic equation, this is 2 is greater than 0. Therefore, the effect of this, when the A is greater than 0, it means that the curve, our curve, opens upwards. Our curve opens upwards. When we refer to opening upwards, it's like if one is going into the valley, moving the valley, you move like this downwards and then go up. Therefore, it is opening upwards. When it opens upwards, this is a U. So there is a moment when you come to the lowest point, and this lowest point is what we call the minimum. Therefore, when A is greater than 0, this is an indicator that 1, the curve opens upwards, and then 2, when the curve opens upwards, what you expect is greater than minimum value. When A is less than 0, when A is less than 0, any number less than 0, it means that it is on the negative side of it. So we can have, if we have y equals to negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 8. For this case, this is negative. A negative is less than this one. Therefore, the curve, the way the curve behaves, the curve opens downwards. The curve opens downwards. And opening downwards, that is an inverted U, like this. If it is an inverted U, therefore it's like climbing a hill. You come to an extent when you are at the highest peak. Therefore, the highest value here is the maximum. maximum. Therefore, when A is greater than 0, what you get is the minimum. And the curve opens upwards. When A is less than 0, what you get is the maximum. And the curve opens downwards. Therefore, in brief, when A is negative, when A is less than 0, this means the curve opens downwards. Downwards. When A is greater than 0, that means that the curve opens upwards. However, still again, there is an effect of A. A can be big and A can be small when the size of A, when A is big, for instance, if we have 1 equals to 8x squared plus 4. This A is very big. When it is very big, this means that the curve is going to be very steep. The curve is very steep like that. That is when A is very big. But there are cases when A is small. What we are going to have a look at here. When A is small. When A is small, if we have an example, when A is small, if we have 1 equals to x squared plus 4x. Here there is an invisible 1. Therefore, this one is small. What happens to the curve? The curve is of that nature. Its slope is very gentle. Therefore, that is the intro of our curves. Next time, we are going to have a look at other items that concerns the curve sketching. Mathematics, love it, live it. Subscribe, like it. Thank you.